say that now. Didn't think she would.
Nonsense. That child's a Keller. She has the constitution of a goat. She'll outlive us all.
Well, yes, especially if some of you Kellers don't get a good night's sleep. I mean you, Mrs. Keller.
You hear, Katie?
I
brought up two of them, but this is my wife's first. She isn't battle scarred yet.
Doctor, don't be merely considerate. Will my girl be all right?
Oh, by tomorrow morning, she'll be knocking down Captain Keller's fences again.
And there isn't anything we should do.
Put up strong defense.
Just let her get well. She knows how to do it better than we do. Main thing is, she has no fever. These things come and go in infants. Never know why. Just say it's acute congestion of stomach and brain.
I'll see you till you buggy, Doctor.
I've never seen a baby with more vitality. That's the truth.
Hush. You cry now. Been trouble enough. Call it acute congestion, indeed. I don't see what's so cute about a congestion. Just because it's yours. Well, I have your father write an editorial in his paper. The wonders of modern medicine. They don't know what they're curing, even when they cure it. Men in their battle scars. We women will have to. But Helen? Helen? Captain? Captain! Captain, will you come?
Katie, what's wrong?
Look.
What, Katie? She's well. She needs only...
She can't see. Look at her eyes. She can't see.
Helen?
Or when I screamed, she didn't blink. Not an hour.
Helen? Helen?
She can't hear you.
Helen!
So first, I'm gonna cut off this doctor's leg. 1, 2.
Why are you cutting off those doctor's legs?
I'm gonna give him an operation. Oh, you stop that.
Cut off his stomach. That would be a good operation.
No, I cut off his head first. He got a bad cold.
There ain't any much of that, doctor. You have to fix that.
Oh, what'd you do, bite her?
That's all I do. Is keep poking her fingers in my mouth. I just bite them off.
Now what's she trying to do?
She's trying to talk. She's gonna get mad. Look at her trying to talk.
Oh, Percy, you just sit quiet.
Oh, well, she's only dug Martha's eyes out. Almost. It's always almost. No point worrying about it till it actually happens, is there?
How does she stand it?
I'll never know.
Why haven't y'all seen this Baltimore man? It's not a thing you can let go on and on like the weather.
The weather here doesn't answer to me, Aunt Ev. Speak to my father.
Arthur, something ought to be done for this child.
That's a refreshing suggestion. What?
Why, this very famous oculist in Baltimore I wrote you about. What was his name?
Dr. Chisholm.
Yes. I've had lots of cases of blindness people thought couldn't be cured. He's cured. He just does wonders. Why don't you write to him?
The child is blind and deaf. I've stopped believing in wonders.
I think the captain will write to him soon. Won't you, Captain?
No.
Well, it's always good money after bad, bad money after good, sometimes a little bit of both.
Well, if it's a question of money, Arthur, now you're Marshall, you have this Yankee money. Might as well put it to
It's
some
not money. The child's been a specialist all over Alabama and Tennessee. If I thought it would do good, I'd have it at every fool doctor in the country.
I think the captain will write to him soon.
Katie, how many times can you let them break your heart?
Any number of times.
What, child?
As long as there's the least chance for her to see, or hear, or...
Well, there isn't. Now, I must finish here.
I think with your permission, Captain, I would like to write.
I said no, Katie.
Why, writing does no harm, Arthur. Only an itty-bitty letter to see if he can help her.
He can.
We won't know that to be a fact, Captain, until after you write.
Katie, he can.
Oh, father stands up, that makes it a fact.
You be quiet.
What?
I badgered enough by females to kill right without your impotence. Katie, I just as well work in the hen yards in this house.
Father, you really ought to put her away.
What?
Some asylum. It'd be the kindest thing.
Why, she's your sister, James, not a nobody.
Half sister, and she's half mentally defective. Kate, she can't even keep herself clean. It's not pleasant to see her around like this.
Do you, Dana, complain of what you can see?
Okay,
This discussion is at an end. And I thank you not to broach it again, Ed. I've done as much as I can bear. I can't give my whole life to it. The house is at 6s and 7s from morning till night over the child. I think it's time some attention was paid to Mildred again.
Wake up, Captain.
Katie, I want some peace in this house. I don't care how. But one way we won't have it is by rushing up and down the country every time someone hears of a new quack. Now, I'm as sensitive to this affliction as anyone else. It hurts me to look at the girl.
It's not our affliction that I need you to write about, Captain.
Helen! My buttons!
I've been talking about this.
This is why I
Haven't
don't
done
write this
anything.
Baltimore
It's gonna keep
man.
Eyes? She wants the doll to have eyes.
My goodness me, I'm not decent.
I'll sew them on again, Aunt Ev. She doesn't know any better.
No, she doesn't know any better, and she's never going to learn any better if everybody around
Would
here...
you be quiet?
What did I say now?
You talk too much.
I was agreeing with you.
Whatever it was. The deprived child, the least she can have are the little things she wants.
All right, fine.
It's what a couple of buttons made. This child has more sense than all these men fellas. Is ever anywhere to reach that mind of hers?
Helen, no! No, you're not to do such things. Can I make you understand?
There's some way of teaching her an iota of discipline has to be found.
You discipline an afflicted child. Is this her fault?
I didn't say it was her fault.
Then whose?
I don't know what to do. What am I supposed to do to teach her? Beat her until she's black and blue?
It's not safe to let her run around loose. There must be some way of confining her somehow.
Where? In a cage? She's a growing child. She's got to use her limbs.
Answer me one thing. Is it fair to Mildred here?
Are you willing to put her away?
Now what?
She wants to talk. She wants to be like you and me.
Sullivan has been found here in Boston and will come. It will no doubt be difficult for you there, Annie, but it's been difficult for you here in our school too. Gratifying, of course, when you came to us and could not spell your own name, to accomplish so much here in just a few years, but always an Irish battle for independence. This is my last time to counsel you, Annie, and you do lack some, and by some I mean all, what tact or talent did to others. And what has saved you on more than one occasion here at Perkins is that there was simply nowhere to expel you to. Your eyes hurt?
My ears, Mr. Anagnos.
Nowhere but back to Tewksbury, where children learn to be saucy. Annie, I know how dreadful it was for you there, but that battle is dead and done with. Why not let it stay buried?
I think God must owe me a resurrection.
What?
Well, he keeps digging up that battle.
That is not a proper thing to say, Annie. It's what I mean.
Yes. Well, I know what I'm like. What's the child like?
Like?
Well, bright or dull, to start off.
No one knows. And if she is dull, you have no patience with this?
Well, in adults you have to, Mr. Anagnos. In children it just seems a bit precocious. Can I use that word?
Only if you can spell it.
Premature. I just hope she's a bright one.
Deaf, blind, mute, who knows? She's like a little safe, locked and no one can open it. Perhaps there's a treasure inside.
And maybe it's empty, too.
It's possible. I should warn you, though, she's much given to tantrums.
That means there is something inside. Well, so am I, if I'm to believe all that I hear. Maybe you should warn them.
Annie, I've written them no word of your past. You will find yourself among strangers now who know nothing of it.
I'll keep them in a state of blessed ignorance.
Perhaps you should warn them.
Why? I have trouble enough with people who don't know.
So they will understand. You do have trouble.
The only time I have trouble is when I'm right. Is it my fault it's so often? I won't give them any trouble, Mr. Anagnos. I'll be so ladylike that they won't notice that I've come.
Annie, be humble. It's not as if you have so many offers to pick and choose from. You will need their affection working with this child.
I hope we won't need their pity.
Well, we could all use some pity. So, you're no longer our pupil. We throw you into the world a teacher. If the child can be taught. No one expects you to work miracles, Annie. Even for $25 a month. Now, in this envelope, a loan for the railroad, which you will repay me when you have a bank account. But in this box, a gift. With our love. I think other friends are ready to say goodbye.
Mr. Anagnos? My dear Mr. Anagnos. What can I say? I'm an ignorant, opinionated girl, and everything I am I owe to you.
Ignorant and opinionated? That's only half true, Annie.
Which half? I crawled in here like a drowned rat. I thought I died when Jimmy died and that I'd never again come alive. You say with love so easily. And I haven't loved a soul since, and I never will, I suppose. But this place gave me more than my eyes back, or taught me how to spell, which you know I'll never learn anyway. But with all the fights and the trouble that I've been here, you've taught me what help is, and how to live again. And I don't want to say goodbye. Don't bring them anywhere like this. I don't want them to see me like this.
They won't see.
Annie,
Here, Beatrice.
there's a present. We thought you were going away, Cousin Annie. Oh, you should have. We did. Where's the present? Alice has it. Alice? Where's Alice? Here I am. Where? Here.
I have it, everyone. Should I open it?
Open it. Everyone be quiet. Do, Annie. She's opening it. Shh. Is it open?
It's open.
It's for your eyes, Annie. Put them on, Annie, because Mrs. Hopkins said your eyes don't since the operation. And she said you're going to wear the sun is fierce.
I'm putting them on now.
Don't go, Annie, where the sun is fierce. Do they fit all right?
Oh, they fit just fine.
Did you put them on, and are they pretty, Annie?
They are so beautiful, and my eyes feel hundreds of % better. You know how pretty I look in them?
We took up a collection to buy it, and Laura dressed it.
It is gorgeous.
So don't forget, you be sure to give it to Helen from us.
I promise it'll be the first thing I give her. If I don't keep it for myself, that is. You know I can't be trusted with dolls.
Don't go, Annie, to her.
Samuel. Hey. I don't want to go.
Then why are you going?
Because I'm a big girl now. And big girls have to earn a living. This is the only way I can. But if you don't smile for me first, then what I'll have to do is...
What?
Put you in my suitcase instead of the doll, and take you to Helen in Alabama.
Come, children. We must get Annie to her train, or no one will be going to Alabama. Come.
Bye, Annie. Bye, Bye.
Bye.
Where are we going, Annie?
Jimmy,
Where are we going?
I said, taking care of you.
Annie Sullivan, age 9, virtually blind. Jenny Sullivan, what's the matter with your leg, honey?
Forever and ever.
Can't he walk without that crutch?
No.
Girl, go to the women's ward. Boy,
Annie! Annie! Don't let them take me! Annie!
I'm coming.
Can't you let Mr. Jimmy go by himself? You've been plowing that garden all day, and you need to rest your feet.
I can't wait to see her, Vanity.
She probably ain't even on this train.
And maybe she is.
And maybe she ain't.
And maybe she is. What is Helen doing?
She's smelling around. She knows something funny is going on.
Well, let her have her supper. As soon as Mildred goes to bed, and when Captain Keller comes, let her know that supper will be a trifle delayed tonight.
And again.
I don't think we need to say again, Bonnie. Simply delayed will do.
No, that's what he gonna say. And again.
Yes, we're expecting someone. Someone with my help. Oh, no, dear. I'll be back. Here. For while I'm gone. I don't think one peppermint drop will spoil your appetite.
Jimmy,
Sir,
you don't look dressed for anything useful, boy.
that's because I'm not. It's for Miss Sullivan.
Well, you needn't keep holding up this porch. We have wooden posts for that. I asked you to see that those strawberry plants moved this evening.
Well, I'm taking your Mrs. Keller to the train station instead.
Mrs. Keller. Must you always refer to her as if you haven't met the lady?
Well, she is a trifle new to our family dynamic. Speak of the devil. Mother. Now, I said mother.
We're off to the train station, so supper will be a trifle delayed.
What, again?
With your permission, Helen.
I don't get along. You don't know I'm your father. Nobody likes me. Supper's late. Oh, you hungry? Yeah. Got you some stick candy. One nibble of sweets won't do any harm.
Cat killer! What are you doing feeding her that trash? Now, how am I gonna get her to eat her dinner?
Tend to your work.
Mrs. Sullivan?
Yes, here at last.
Oh,
I've been on trains so many days, I thought for sure they must be backing up every time I dozed off.
right. Well, I'm James Keller.
James, I had a brother, Jimmy. Are you Helen's brother?
I'm her half-brother. And you ought to be her governess?
Well, try.
You look like half a governess. Oh. Mrs. Keller, Miss Sullivan.
Met every train for 2 days.
I changed trains every time they stopped. The man who sold me that ticket ought to be tied to the tracks.
I see. You have a trunk, Miss Sullivan?
Yes. You didn't bring Helen. I'd hoped that you would.
Oh, no, she's home.
Do you live far from town, Miss Keller?
Only a mile.
Well, I suppose I can wait one more mile, but don't be surprised if I get out to push the horse.
Helen's waiting for you, too. There's been such a bustle around the house. I know she expects something. Heaven knows what. I expected a desiccated spinster. You're very young.
You should have seen me when I left Boston. I got much older on this trip.
I mean to teach anyone as difficult as Helen.
I mean to try. They can't put you in jail for trying.
Has that ever been done before to teach a deaf, blind child half of what an ordinary child learns?
Half?
A tenth.
No. Dr. Howe did wonders, but as much as an ordinary child, never. But I thought, when I was going over his reports, he didn't treat them like an ordinary child. He treated them like an egg that everyone was afraid would break.
May I ask how old you are?
Well, I'm not in my teens, you know. I'm 20.
All of 20.
Miss Keller, please don't lose hope because I'm not on my last leg. I have 3 big advantages over Dr. Howe that money couldn't buy you. The first is his work behind me. I've read every word he wrote about it, and he's not what you call a man of few words. The second is to be young. I've got the energy to do anything. And the third is that, well, I've been blind.
Advantage?
Well, some have the luck of the Irish, and some do not.
What will you try to teach Helen first?
First, last, and in between, I'm going to teach her language.
Language? We can't get through to teach her to sit still. Language. You are young, despite your years, to have such confidence. Do you? Inside?
No. To tell you the truth, I'm as shaky inside as a baby's rattle.
Don't be. We'll do all we can to help. And to make you feel at home. Please don't think of us as strangers, Miss Annie.
Strangers aren't so strange to me. I've known them my whole life.
Captain Keller, Captain Keller, they're coming. She sure enough came, Captain.
Welcome to Ivy Green, Miss Sullivan. I take it you are Miss Sullivan?
My husband is Annie, Captain Keller.
Captain, how do you do?
A pleasure to see you at last. I trust you had an agreeable journey?
Oh, I had several. When did this country get so big?
Father, where do you want her trunk?
Where Miss Sullivan can get to it, I imagine. In the hall, Jimmy.
Miss Annie, we've put you in the upstairs corner. If any reason all this time, you'll be.
In the suitcase.
I'll take the suitcase.
Oh, not at all, Miss Sullivan. I haven't.
I would like it.
I couldn't think of it, Miss Sullivan. You'll find in the South, we view women
Let
as
me-
the flowers of
I got something in it for Helen. Thank you. When do I see her?
Here. Here's Helen.
Kate,
Well,
very rough, Kate.
Captain.
Certainly real peculiar kind of young woman in the North. How old is she?
She's not in her teens, you know.
She's only a child. And what's her family like, shipping off along this far?
I couldn't learn she's very close-mouthed about some things.
And why does she wear those glasses? I'd like to see a person's eyes when I talk to her.
For the son, she was blind.
Blind?
She's had 9 operations on her eyes, one just before she left.
Good heavens, blind? They expect one blind child to teach another? Did she have experience at least? How long did she teach them?
She was a pupil.
Katie!
Captain,
This
she
is our
was.
first position?
She was very Victorian.
Katie, here's a house full of grown-ups can't cope with a child. How can an inexperienced, half-blind Yankee schoolgirl manage her?
Huh. That's a wonderful improvement, isn't it? Now we got 2 of them to look after.
Boy, you need to look after those strawberry plants.
Nothing I say is right, is it?
No. So why say anything? Don't be long, Captain. We'll have supper right away.
All the trouble I went into, and that's how I look. No, not much worse.
She repeats everything. It's like a monkey.
Yes, but she's a bright little monkey, all right.
I think she wants it all back.
And she spells it.
She spells it. She doesn't even know what it is.
Of course not. Who expects her to now? All I want is for her fingers to learn the letters.
Well, it won't mean anything to her.
Oh!
Oh, I don't think she likes that alphabet very much, Miss Sullivan. Did you come up with it yourself?
Spanish monks under a vow of silence that I wish you would take. Cake from Washington. It's the best I can do. C A K E. Do what my fingers do, never mind what it means. C A K E. Get it down fast before I steal that back too. All right. D O L L. Think it over. D O L L L. Imitate now, you'll understand later.
locked in that room.
Locked it.
What on earth are you talking about?
Helen locked her in that room, and she made off with the key.
And you sit here and you say nothing.
Well, now, Kate, I've been told recently that I shouldn't say anything.
Bonnie, look out back for Helen and please see if she has that key.
She's out by the bar. Miss Sullivan, are you in there?
Oh, I'm in here all right.
Is there no key on your side?
Well, Captain, if there was a key in here, then I wouldn't be in here. Helen took it. The only thing on my side is me.
Miss Sullivan, I'm in the house 10 minutes. I don't see how you managed it.
And even I'm not on my side.
Bonnie, put that meat back in the oven.
She has no key, Captain.
Nonsense. She must have the key. Have you searched in the pocket?
Yes, and she doesn't have it.
Katie, she must have the key.
Would you prefer to search for yourself?
No, I would not prefer to search her. She almost took my kneecap off this evening when I really tried to...
Here it is.
Boy, take that ladder back.
All right.
Captain, she could have hidden the key.
Where?
Anywhere under a stone, in the flower beds, in the grass.
I can't plow up the entire grounds to find a missing key. Jimmy,
Sir.
bring me a ladder.
All right.
Now, what in the world is Mildred doing up?
Captain woke her. All that hollering.
Miss Sullivan,
Captain Keller?
come out.
I don't see how I can. There's not room.
Well, I intend to carry you. Climb onto my shoulder and hold tight.
No. That's very chivalrous of you, but I'd really prefer if we just get the door open.
Miss Sullivan, follow instructions. I will not also have you tumbling out of our windows. Now, I hope this is not an example of what we may expect from you in the way of simplifying the work of looking after Helen.
I am able to come down the ladder on my own.
I doubt that, Miss Sullivan.
I'm sorry to inconvenience you this way.
Oh, no inconvenience other than having that door taken down and the lock replaced if we fail to find that key.
I'll look everywhere for it.
Thank you, but please do not look in any rooms that can be locked. Go on about your work. What are you looking at here? There's nothing to look at. Now, would it be possible for us to have supper like other people?
Bonnie, you serve supper. I'll put Mildred to sleep.
Yes, ma'am.
I suppose we better keep this L-A-D-D-E-R in, just in case.
Glasses. You devil. You think I'm so easily gotten rid of. You have a thing or two to learn first. I've got nothing else to do. And nowhere else to go. And nobody here has attempted to control her. The greatest problem I have is how to discipline her without breaking her spirit. Nevertheless, I shall insist on reasonable obedience from... It's ink. Ink. It has a name. stay out of the soup. These blots are her handiwork. All right, let's start with temperance. Bad girl. No. Good girl. Yes. Very good girl. Come on. C-A-R-D card. C-A-R-D card.
What are you saying to her?
Oh, I was just making conversation, telling her it was a sewing card.
But does that mean that to her?
No. She won't know what spelling is until she knows what a word is.
But you keep spelling to her. Why?
I like to hear myself talk.
The captain says it's like spelling to the fence post.
Does he now?
What is it?
No. It's how I watch you talk to Mildred.
Mildred?
Any baby. Gibberish. Grown-up gibberish. Baby talk gibberish. Do they understand one word of it to start? At some point they begin to, if they hear it. I'm letting Helen hear it.
But the children are not impaired.
Oh, there's nothing impaired in that mind of hers. It works like a mousetrap.
But after a child hears how many words? 1,000,000?
I guess no mother's ever minded enough to count.
What did she spell?
Well, I spelled card and she spelled cake. No, it's only a finger game to her, Miss Keller. What she has to learn first is that things have names.
When will she learn that?
Maybe after 1,000,001 words.
I should like to learn those letters, Miss Amy.
I'll teach you in the morning. That makes only 500,000 each.
Well, it is Helen's bedtime. Helen, no!
Why does she get a reward for stabbing me?
Well, I'm afraid we catch our flies with honey, Miss Annie. We haven't the heart for much else, and so many times she simply cannot be compelled.
Yes. I am the same way
His only virtue as a soldier was numbers, and he led them to slaughter with no more regard than for so many sheep.
Well, yes, even if in that regard he was a butcher.
And a drunken one half a wolf.
Agreed, Father. If his own men call him such, I can't argue with that logic, but...
Jimmy, what is it you find to admire in such a man, the butchery or the drunkenness?
Neither one, Father. Simply that he beat us.
He didn't.
Is it your contention that we won the war, sir?
He didn't beat us at Vicksburg. We lost Vicksburg because Pemberton gave Bragg 5,000 of his cavalry, and Loring, whom I knew personally for a nincompoop before you were born, marched away from Champion's Hill with enough men of heaven. We lost Vicksburg by stupidity verging on treason.
See, I would have thought that we lost Vicksburg because... because Bragg was one thing no Yankee general was before.
Drunk,
Obstinate.
Could any of them compare even in that little stone wall? If he had been there, we'd still have Vicksburg.
Well, the butcher, as you so touted him, he tried 4 separate times to get around Vicksburg, and on try number 5, he got around. Any other general would have gone around the north side.
He wouldn't have gotten around if we'd had a Southerner in command instead of a half-breed Yankee traitor like Pemberton. What's the matter there?
Oh, Miss Amy, you see, she's accustomed to helping herself from operates to whatever she
Yes,
wants.
but I am not accustomed to it.
No, of course not. Bonnie!
Miss Sullivan, her table manners are the best that she has.
Let her this time, Miss Sullivan. It's the only way we get any adult conversation. If my son's half merits that description. I'll get you another plate.
I have a plate, thank you.
Bonnie! Miss Annie, I'm afraid what the captain says is only too true. She will persist in this until she gets on plane.
Bonnie, bring Miss Sullivan another plate.
I have a plate, nothing's wrong with the plate. I intend to keep it.
Now, you see why they took Vicksburg.
Miss Sullivan, one plate or another is hardly a matter to struggle with your prime child about.
Oh, I'd sooner have a more heroic issue myself.
No, I really must insist. Now she's hurt herself.
No, she hasn't.
Will you please let her go?
Miss Annie, you don't know the child well enough yet. She
I know
will
an
teach...
ordinary tantrum when I see one in a badly spoiled child.
Here.
Miss Sullivan, you would have more understanding of your pupil if you had some pity.
For a tyrant! This whole house turns on her whims. Is there anything that she wants that she doesn't get?
No.
I'll tell you what I pity. That the sun won't rise except for her all of her life, and every day you're telling her it will. What good will that pity do her when you're under the strawberries, Captain Keller?
Katie, for the love of heaven, will you?
Miss Annie, I don't think it serves to lose our temper.
It does you good, that's all. It's less trouble to feel sorry for her than to teach her anything better, isn't it?
I fail to see where you've taught her anything yet, Miss Sullivan.
I will begin this minute if you will leave the room.
Leave the...
Everybody, please.
Miss Sullivan, you are here only as a paid teacher. Nothing more
I
and
can't
nothing less.
unteach years of pity if you can't stand up to one tantrum. Old Stonewall, indeed. Miss Keller, you promised me help.
Indeed, I did, and we
Truly
truly
leave me
would.
alone with her. Now!
Katie, will you come outside with me at once, please?
Heaven's sakes! Please.
If it takes all summer, General.
Katie, this girl, this cub of a girl, presumes I tell you I'm of half a mind to ship her back to Boston before the week is out, and you may inform her so from me.
Hi, Captain.
She's a highly. I want it made clear. Unless there's an apology and a complete change of manner, she goes back to the next train. Will you make that quite clear?
You can Captain, while I am making it quite clear.
At the office.
Will you? quite intelligent. I've been saying it for years.
To his face? Or will you take it, Jimmy, as a flag?
And she folded her napkin.
Folded her nap.
The room's a wreck, but her napkin is folded. I'll be in my room, Miss Keller.
Don't be long, Annie. Dinner'll be ready right away.
My honey. Folded her nap.
This blonde, death, you won. Can nothing be done to discenter this human soul? The whole neighborhood would have rushed to save this woman if she were buried alive by a caving in of a pit, and labor with zeal until she were dug out. Now, if there were one who had much patience and zeal, he might awaken her to a consciousness of her immortal
Annie.
Hush, Jimmy.
Annie. What's that noise?
It's just a cot, Jimmy.
Where are they pushing it?
To the dead house.
Annie. Does it hurt? Be dead? There is school. There is school out. Not school living. One worse than you to read and write. There's school outside. There is school. You ain't going to school, are you, Annie?
When I grow up,
You ain't here, Annie. You're gonna stay here. Take care of me.
I'm going to school when I grow up.
You said we'd be together forever and ever.
I'm going to school when I grow up!
Little girl, I must tell you, your brother will be on a journey.
Goodbye.
Right when you learn piano.
Don't tell anyone you came from here. Don't tell anyone. Yeah, don't tell anyone where you came from. Don't tell. Don't tell anyone.
might awaken her to a consciousness of her immortal nature. The chance is small indeed, but with a smaller chance, they would have dug desperately for her in the pit. And was this the life of the soul less important than that of the body?
Katie, I will not have it. Now, did you not see when that girl after supper tonight went to look for Helen in her room?
No.
The child practically climbed out of the window to escape from. What kind of teacher is she? I thought I'd seen her at her worst this morning, shouting at me, but I come home to find the entire house disorganized by her. Helen won't stay 1 second in the same room with her. She won't allow herself to be bathed or undressed or put to bed by her, or even by Viney now. And the end result is that you will have to do more work for the child than before we hired this girl's services. Katie, from the moment she stepped off the train, she's been nothing but a burden. Incompetent, impertinent, ineffectual, immodest.
She did fold her napkin.
What?
Not ineffectual. Helen did fold her napkin.
Katie, what in heaven's name is so extraordinary about folding a napkin?
Well, it's more than you did,
Katie, I did not bring you all the way out here to the garden house to be frivolous. Now, how does Miss Sullivan propose to teach a deafblind pupil who won't even let her touch her?
Don't know.
The fact is, today she scuttled any chance she ever had to get along with the child. If you can find any point or purpose in her staying on here any longer, well, that's more than I can do.
What do you wish me to do?
I want you to give a notice.
I can't.
Well, if you want, then I must.
Excuse me, Captain Keller? Bonnie said I'd find you both over here in the garden house. I thought we should
Yes, Miss Sullivan, please, come in. Sit down. Katie?
Captain,
I had wanted first to make my position clear to Mrs. Keller in private. Miss Sullivan, I have decided that I am not satisfied. In fact, I am deeply dissatisfied.
Is this little house ever in use?
In the hunting season, yes. If you'll give me your attention, please. Miss Sullivan, I have tried to make allowances for you because you come from a part of the country where people are, well, women, I should say, well, for whom allowances must be made. Nevertheless, I have decided to give you another chance.
To do what?
To remain in our employ, but on two conditions. I am not accustomed to rudeness in women or in servants, and that is the first. If you are to stay, there must be a radical change in manner.
Whose?
Yours, young lady, isn't it obvious? And the second is that you must persuade me that there's the slightest hope of you teaching a child who flees from you now like the plague to anyone she can find in this house.
There isn't.
Miss Annie,
It's hopeless here. I can't teach a child that runs away.
Well, then do I understand that
If we
you...
can all agree that it's hopeless, then the next
excuse
question
me,
is...
Miss Annie, but I am not agreed. I think perhaps you underestimate Helen.
I think everyone here does.
She did fold her napkin. She learns. She can learn, Miss Annie. Do you know that she began talking when she was 6 months old? She can say water. Really, walk. But she meant water. And she knew what it meant. And only 6 months old. I've never seen a child so bright outgoing. It's still in there somewhere, isn't it? You should have seen her before her illness. She was such a good-tempered child.
She's changed.
Miss Annie, put up with it. And with us.
Us?
Please. Like the lost lamb in the parable, I love her all the more.
Miss Keller? I don't think Helen's worst handicap is deafness or blindness. It's your love and pity.
Now, what does that mean?
All of you here are so sorry for her that you kept her like a pet, or even a dog that you housebreak. It's useless for me to try to teach her language or anything else here. I might as well...
Miss Annie, before you came, we spoke of putting Helen in an asylum.
What kind of asylum?
For mental defectives.
I visited there. I can't tell you what I saw. People were like animals with rats in the halls. And what else are we to do if you give up?
Give up.
You said it was hopeless.
Here. Give up. No, today I only saw what needs to be done to begin. I want full charge of her.
Miss Sullivan, you already have that, and it's resulted in...
No, I mean day and night. She has to be dependent on me.
For what?
Everything. The food that she eats, the clothes that she wears, fresh air. Yes, the air that she breathes. Everything her body needs is a primer to teach her out of. The person who lets her have it should be her teacher, not anyone who loves her. You have so many feelings that they fall over each other like feet. You won't use your chances, and you won't let me.
If she runs from you to us.
Yes, that's the point. I'll have to live with her somewhere else.
What?
Until she learns to depend on and listen to me.
For how long?
As long as it takes. I've packed half my things already.
Miss Sullivan.
Captain Keller, it meets both of your conditions. It's the one way that I can get back in touch with Helen. And I don't see how I can be rude to you again if you're not around to interfere with me.
And what is your intention if I say no? Pack the other half, a home, and abandon your charge to...
The asylum? I grew up in an asylum. The state's almshouse. Rats? My brother Jimmy and I used to play with the rats because we didn't have any toys. Maybe you would like to know what Helen will find there. Not on visiting days. One ward was full of old women, crippled, blind, most of them dying. But even if what they had was catching, there was nowhere else to move them, and that is where they put us. There were younger ones across the hall, prostitutes mostly, with TB and epileptic fits, and a couple of the kind that would keep after the younger girls, especially the younger girls. And some of them were insane. Some of them had the DTs. The youngest were in another ward to have babies they didn't want. They started at 13, 14, and they would leave afterwards, but their babies stayed. We would play with them too, but a lot of them had sores all over from diseases I wasn't allowed to talk about. Not many of them lived. The first year we had 80, 70 died. The room that Jimmy and I would play in was the dead house, where they would keep those bodies until they could dig the graves. But no! It made me strong. But I don't think you need send Helen there. She's strong enough. I have no conditions, Captain Keller.
Listen,
What?
where would you take Helen?
Italy?
What?
Well, we can't have everything. How would this garden house do? Furnish it and bring Helen here after a long ride so she doesn't know where she is. And you can see her every day if she doesn't know. Well,
Is that all?
that's all.
With your permission, Captain.
Why must she depend on you for the food she eats?
I want control of it.
Why?
It's a way to reach her.
So you intend to starve her into letting you touch
She
her?
won't starve, she'll learn. All's fair in love and war, Captain Keller. Have you never cut supplies?
This is hardly a war.
Well, it's not love. A siege is a siege.
Miss Sullivan, do you like the child?
Do you?
Well, Miss Annie, you could have a servant here.
I'll have enough work to do without looking after servants. That boy Percy, Mike can sleep here and he could run errands.
I think we could let Percy sleep here, Captain.
And some old furniture that's all around.
Captain, do you think that walnut bedstead at the barn?
I have not consented to Percy, or the house, or to this proposal, or even allowing Miss Sullivan to stay when I clearly should have. Very well. I agree to everything. For 2 weeks, I'll give you 2 weeks in this place, and it'll be a miracle if you get the child to tolerate.
2 weeks. Miss Annie, can you accomplish anything in 2 weeks?
Anything or not, 2 weeks, and the child comes back to us. What chance, Miss Sullivan, yes or no?
2 weeks. For only one miracle. I'll get her to tolerate me.
Miss Annie, you can't think as little of love as you said, or you would not stay.
I didn't come for love. I came for money. It's the first of many, but this is A. A.
don't give up too easily, do you? How do you intend on winning her heart in a place like this?
Do I know? I lost my temper and here we are.
I mean, no touching, no teaching, right? Of course, well, you are bigger.
I'm not counting on force. I'm counting on her. That little imp is dying to know.
Know what?
Anything. Any and every crumb of God's creation. And I'll have to use that appetite too.
Yes, well, maybe she'll teach you
Of course.
that she isn't. That there's such a thing as dullness of the heart. You know, acceptance. And letting go. Letting go. Sooner or later, we all have to give up, don't we?
Maybe you do. It's my idea of the original sin.
What is?
Giving up.
You know, you won't reach her. Why can't you just let her be? Have some pity on her for what she is.
If I ever once thought like that, I would be dead.
Well, you ought to be careful what you wish for. Why trouble so much? Or, who knows? Maybe you'll teach me.
Does she know where she is?
No. We rode out the country for 2 hours.
For all she knows, she could be in another town.
Oh, that's a symbol for me.
I know.
Miss Annie,
2 weeks.
please be good to her. These 2 weeks, try to be very good to her.
I will. Helen. What did I get into now?
I can't understand it.
What's that?
I had every intention of dismissing that girl. Not setting her up like an empress.
Yes, you did, didn't you? So, what's her secret?
What do you mean, secret?
Oh, I think you know exactly what I'm talking about. How she's able, whenever she wants, to get whatever she wants out of you, when heaven knows I can't.
Boy, she does not get everything. He's afraid. What does he want out of me?
Oh, my God. Don't you know by now? Everything you forgot when you forgot my mother.
What? Boy, one thing that girl's secret is not, is she does not fire one shot and disappear. Katie, don't mind what
Oh, it's fine. But Captain, I am proud of you.
For what?
For letting that girl have what she needs.
Why can't my son be? He can't bear me. You think I'm as hard as him as that girl is on hell.
Perhaps you are.
But he has to learn some respect.
Dear, do you like the child? How empty the house feels tonight.
No, I won't have it. I neither She's mad at me now, so she won't play, but she knows lots of letters. This is another one. A. C. A. C. A. Look. C. A. K. E. If she spells cake, then she gets cake. She doesn't know it yet, but she means this. Isn't it funny that she knows how to spell it, but she doesn't know that she knows? All right. Well, if she won't play with me, I'll have to play with you. Would you like to learn one that she doesn't know? M is this. I is this. It's easy, it's just your little finger. And then L is... Why should I talk to you? I'm teaching Percy a new word. L is this. K. Jealous, are you? All right. M, I, L, K. M, I, L, K. So I'm back to where I can touch you. Touch and go. No love lost. Here you go. No. You can go to bed now, Percy. You've earned your sleep. Thank you. Now all I have to do is teach you one word. Everything. Hush, little baby. Don't say a word. Mom's gonna buy you a mockingbird. If that mockingbird don't sing, Mom's gonna buy you a diamond ring. If that diamond ring turns brass, Mom's gonna buy you a looking glass. If that looking glass gets broke,
Mama's gonna buy you a billy goat. If that billy goat don't pull, Mama's gonna buy you a cart and bull. If that cart and bull turns over, Mama's gonna buy you a dog named Rover. If that dog named Rover won't bark,
water. W-A-T-E-R. Water. It has a name. Here. Egg. E-G-G. Helen, it has a name. It has a name. It's so simple. Simple as birth to explain. Helen, the chick has to come out of its shell sometime. You'll come out too. There's only one way out for you, and it's words. To learn that your fingers can talk and say anything that you can name. This is a mug. Mug. Helen, it has a name. It has a name.
You haven't eaten, Katie.
Not with the appetite. I'm too restless. I can't sit to it.
You really should eat, my dear. It'll be a long day waiting.
but it has been such a short 2 weeks, hasn't it? I never knew life could be so noiseless. It's gone by much too quickly for me.
W-A-T-E-R. Water. W-A-T.
I mean, the house has been practically normal, hasn't it?
Jimmy.
Is it wrong for me to have enjoyed a quiet breakfast after all these years? I mean, even the two of you seem to enjoy each other's company more.
It would be even more noises, Jimmy, without your tongue running every minute. Haven't you enough feeling to imagine what Kate has been undergoing ever since we took care of
Captain,
that?
it's true. The 2 weeks have been normal. Quiet, all you said. But not short. Interminable.
C-A-R-D. But it means this. C-A-R.
I only meant to say that Miss Sullivan's presence has been a boon. Of contention, I'll admit.
If and when you are loses a protector.
What does that mean?
Jimmy, you'll learn that we not only keep our children safe, our children keep us safe. Of course, there are all kinds of separation. Katie has lived with one type for years, and another kind of separation is disappointment. Well, disappointment in a child.
I feel every day more and more inadequate.
Kate, I'm sorry. Open my mouth and like that fairy tale, you know, the one frogs come jumping out.
It has been better for everyone.
If only there was someone to teach me. I need a teacher as much as Helen.
What does he want from me?
Oh, that's not the question, Jimmy. Stand up to the world. That comes first.
But the world is him.
Yes, but no one can do it for you.
Kate, at least can will you be my friend?
I am.
My mind is undisciplined, full of skips and jumps. Disinterested, disjoined. Where is discipline? What a dictionary. I gotta know how to spell it before I can learn how to spell it. Disciple. Discipline. Discipline. Undisciplined.
What in the world did you do to your eyes?
It's worse on my vanity. I'm learning how to spell. It's like a surprise party. The most unexpected characters turn up.
Well, you're not to work your eyes too hard, Miss Amy.
Well, whatever I spell to Helen, I'd better spell right.
How serene she looks today.
Yes. She learned to stitch this morning, and now I can't get her to stop. What a little lady. She'd sooner starve than eat with her fingers.
You've taught us so much these 2 weeks. Miss Amy, I would never.
It's not enough. Obedience isn't enough. Well, she learned 2 nouns this morning, key and water. That brings her up to 18 nouns and 3 verbs.
But none.
No, not that they mean anything. It's still a finger game with no meaning. Miss Keller, shall we play our finger game?
How will she learn it?
It'll come.
How?
How does a bird learn to fly? Like wings, we're born to use words. It has to come.
How?
All right, I don't know. I've done everything I can think of. Everything that she's learned here. Stringing beads, knitting, setting up meals, setting up exercises. We climb trees together. We hunt eggs, and yesterday a chick was born into her hands, and all of it I spelled for her. Everything that we do, we never stop spelling. I go to bed with writer's cramps from talking so much.
Miss Amy, I worry about you. You can't overwork yourself. You must rest.
I can't. Not now. She spells back in her sleep. Her fingers make letters when she doesn't even know. And her bones, and her 5 fingers, they know. is asleep. How do I nudge that awake? Is the one question.
With no answer.
Except keep at it. Like this. I need
Time. Here.
spell it. Why not?
Because I can't.
Spell it! If she ever learns, you'll have a lot to tell each other, so start now.
Miss Sullivan, I brought Helen a playmate.
Outside, please, Captain Keller.
Oh, my dear child, the 2 weeks are up today. Surely you don't
They're not up
reject-
until 6 o'clock.
Now, what difference could a fraction of one day?
An agreement is an agreement. Now, you've been very good. I'm sure you can make it a few more hours.
Miss Sullivan, you are tired.
Likewise, I'm sure. You can stay in there, but come out if she comes close.
Miss Annie, I don't think you understand how eager we are to have her back.
I do know, and it's my main worry.
It's like expecting a new child in the house. She's so composed and so attractive. You've done wonders for her, Miss Sullivan.
Have I?
If there's anything you want from us in repayment, tell us. It would be a privilege.
I just told Miss Keller I want more time.
Miss Anne.
Another week.
We miss the child. I miss her. I'm glad to say that's a different debt that I owe you.
Pay it to Helen. Give her another week.
Miss Annie, doesn't she miss us?
Of course she does. What a wrench this unexplainable exile must be to her. Can you say it's not?
No, but
Doesn't she need affection too, Miss Annie?
she hasn't shown me that she needs it. She won't have any caressing or...
But you're not her mother.
And what would another week accomplish? We are more than satisfied. You've taught her constructive things to do, to look like, even behave like a human child. She's more manageable, contented, and cleaner.
Cleaner?
We say cleanliness is next to godliness, Miss Sullivan.
Cleanliness is next to nothing. She has to learn that everything has a name. That words can be her eyes to everything inside of her and outside of her too. What is she without words? With them she can think. She can have ideas. She can be reached. There won't be a thought or fact in the world that can't be hers. You publish a newspaper, Captain Keller. Do I have to be the one to tell you what words are? And she has them already. 18 nouns and 3 verbs. They're in her fingers now, and I need only time to push one of them into her mind. One, and everything under the sun will follow. Don't you see that what she's learned here is only paving the way for that? I cannot risk her unlearning it. Give me more time alone with her. Another week so that I can keep trying.
Look, what is she spelling there?
Water.
Teaching a doll to spell. Now that doll doesn't know what she means any more than she knows what you mean, Miss Sullivan. I think you ask too much of her and yourself. God may not have intended for Helen to have the eyes you speak of.
I intend her to.
And what is it to you? You make us see how we indulge it for our sake. Is the opposite true for you?
Half a week.
An agreement is an agreement.
Miss Keller.
I want her back.
I'll send Vivi over to help you pack.
Not until 6 o'clock. I have her until 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. Come get it.
No. Doll. Doll. I don't know how to tell you. Not a soul in the world knows how to tell you, Helen. Helen, wait. Yes. What is it to me? They're satisfied. Give them back their child, completely housebroken, like a dog, and everyone is satisfied. But me. And you. Reach, Helen, please. Reach! I wanted to teach you! Everything the we are on it. The light that you and I bring to it and leave behind in words. Helen, did you know that you can see back 5,000 years in the light of words? Everything that we feel, think, see, and share it's in words. So not a soul is forgotten or done with, even in the grave. And I know, Helen, if you could get just one word, I could put the whole world in your hands. Whatever it is to me, I won't take less. But how? How do I tell you that this means this thing? It's wool, or this napkin, dress, F-A-C-E, face. M-O-T-H-E-R, mother. M-O-T-H-E-R, mother. M-O-T-H-E-R, mother. M-O-T-H-E-R.
Let her come. You said we'd be together forever. Promise. Forever. Annie.
I think God must owe me a resurrection. And I owe God one.
Forever. Ever. Forever.
Miss Annie. I've been waiting to give you this.
What?
Your first month's salary. With many more to come, I trust. Now, it doesn't express how we feel, and it doesn't pay our debt for what you've done.
What have I done?
Why, you've taken a wild thing and given us back a child.
I taught her one thing. No. Don't do this. Don't do that.
It's more than all of us could and all we
I wanted to teach her what language was. I wanted to teach her, yes.
You will have time.
I don't know how. I know without it to do nothing but obey is no gift. Obedience without understanding is a blindness too. Is that all I've wished on her?
No.
It might be. I don't know what else to do. Simply go on and keep doing what I've done. Have faith that inside it's waiting, like water underground. All I can do is keep on.
It's enough for us.
You can help me, Captain Keller.
How?
Even learning no has been at a cost of much trouble and pain. Do not undo it.
Why should we wish
The
it?
world isn't an easy place for anyone. I don't want her to just obey, but to let her have her way in everything. It's a lie to her, and I can't. And I don't even love her. She's not my child. Captain, you have to stand between that lie and her.
We'll try.
Because I will. As long as you allow me to stay here, that is one promise I can keep.
Agreed. I think we can learn something too, I hope. Now, won't you come now to supper?
Yes. Why doesn't God pay his debts each month?
I beg your pardon.
Nothing. I used to wonder how I was going to earn a living.
Oh, you do?
I really do.
You do.
Now the question is, can I survive it?
May I?
Glad to have you back too. Probably.
What? Oh, keys. Yes, I will keep the keys. I think we've had enough of locked doors too.
Evening, General.
Jimmy, do you mind saying the grace tonight?
Of course. And Jacob was left alone with the angel, and they wrestled until the end of the day. And the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint as he wrestled with him. And the angel said, "Let me go, for the day breaketh." And the angel said, "I will not let thee go, lest thou bless me." Amen.
Amen.
Oh, you angel.
That was a very strange phrase, James.
Indeed. Will you stop the muffins, Ed?
Well, it's from the good book, isn't it?
Well, of course it is. Didn't you know?
Of course I do.
Then why ask?
Ham, Miss Annie?
Yes, please.
I only meant that it's from the good book and therefore a fitting grace.
Well, I don't know about that.
Missy,
There's an awful lot of things from the good book I wouldn't care to hear just before eating.
Well, fitting in a sense that Jacob's thigh was out of joint, and so was this pig.
James, I declare!
pickles
That's
on
awful. Oh, I should say so. No, my pity no pickles.
Well, this is the end of them, I'm afraid. I didn't put up nearly enough last summer. This year the captain says that I need to send off for some better seeds so that we get a better.
You know, the Reverend looked in at the office today and complained his hens have stopped laying. Now, that poor fella, he was out of joint.
Now, I've always suspected those hens.
But what?
I think they're papists. Has he tried baptizing
James,
them again?
I declare, now you're pulling my lower extremity. The first thing you know will be...
Miss Annie, no, it is a very special day, Miss Annie.
It will be when I give it to that.
Please, I have hardly had a chance to welcome her home.
Captain Keller,
Katie, Miss Annie and I had a little talk. She feels we indulge Helen in these...
But what's the child done?
she's learned not to throw things and kick. It took us the better part of 2 weeks and it is already coming
But
undone.
only a napkin. It's not as if it were breakable.
And everything she's learned is. Miss Keller, I don't think we need to play tug of war for her. Either give her to me or you teach her not to kick.
What do you wish to do?
Let me take her from the table.
Oh, let her stay. My goodness. She's only a child. Doesn't have to wear her napkins if she doesn't want to.
And I ask that outsiders do not interfere with me.
Outsiders? Outsiders? I am her aunt.
Miss Annie, please. We're once heard so much. We have made all of Helen's favorite foods tonight.
It is a homecoming party, Miss Annie.
She's testing you. Do you realize?
She's testing you.
Jimmy, be quiet. Naturally, now that she's home,
She wants to see what will happen at your hand. I said that it was my main worry. Is this what you promised me not half an hour ago?
Miss Annie, she's not kicking now.
And she's not learning not to. Miss Keller, teaching her is bound to be painful for everyone. I know that it hurts to watch, but she will live up to just what you demand of her and no more.
She's testing you.
Jimmy,
I have an opinion, sir.
no
I think I
one's
should be allowed-
interested in hearing your
I'm
opinion.
interested. Of course she's testing me. Let me keep her to what she's learned and she'll go on learning from me. But if you take her out of my hands, it will all fall apart. Fine. Be bountiful, it's at her expense. Please pass me more of her favorite foods.
Take me, Sam.
Thank you.
I'm afraid you're the difficulty, Miss Andy. I'll keep her to what she's learned. You're quite right there. But I don't see we need to send her away from the table. She is the guest of honor. Bring her, please.
If she was a seeing child, none of you would tolerate 1 minute of this.
Well, she's not, so I think some compromise is called for. Bring her plate, please. There. It's not unnatural for most of us to take some aversion to our teachers, but occasionally another hand can come in and smooth things out. Now, can we start over?
Well, it looks like we have started over.
Don't get up.
Where are you going?
Don't smooth anything else out for me. Don't interfere with me in any way. I treat her like a seeing child because I ask her to see. I expect her to see. Don't undo what I do.
Where are you taking her?
To make her refill the pitcher.
You let us speak to that way, Arthur? A creature who works for you?
No, I do not.
No!
What?
You let her go. She, Annie, is right. She's right, Kate's right, and I'm right. And you're wrong. If you let her go, it's gonna be over my dead chair. Haven't you ever thought once in your life that you might be consummately wrong?
Sit down, everyone. Jimmy, please sit down.
All right. Pump. No, she's not here. Pump. W-A-T-E-R. Water, Helen. It has a name. Yes, W-A-T-E-R. Yes, W-A-T-E-R. Yes. Oh, pump. Ground. House. Mrs. Keller. Mrs. Keller. Porch. Bell. Mrs. Keller, she knows. Rail. Step. She knows. She knows. This is your mother. Papa. She knows. She knows. Teacher. I'm your teacher. Teacher.
time, we want to recognize a couple of very special individuals for whom none of this could have been possible without. At this time, we would like to bring out our director, Cindi Winstead, and our stage manager, Tanya Devitt.
Photo books, hardbound photo books of everything, and a lot of gift cards and stuff like that. Yes. No, you don't. And we actually.
Meredith Warner.
It's Meredith. Where's Meredith? Is she here today? Okay. Well, we do want to thank. She's not here, but we do want to thank. We had a COVID protocol at one point in time, and we had someone fill in for us. As Kate for a little while, and we really enjoyed her too, so we've actually got her something too, but she's not here. So thank y'all so much for everything.